A DP World seaport in Egypt has become the first to fully reopen since the beginning of the political unrest there in the country. The Sogna port suspended its operations on Tuesday. Executive Chairman Captain Osama Al-Sharif confirmed that all departments, including Customs, Quality Control Agency, Port Authority and Police, are now back in business. Al-Sharif has urged all port customers to resume their usual activities. DP World operates a number of marine terminals at Sogna and says that it's closely monitoring the situation in Egypt. Cosmo Oil says one of its subsidiaries has been granted a 30-year extension on its stakes in oil fields in the UAE. According to the Japanese refiner, it's also won a contract for a new concession area for the same amount of time. Cosmo Oil owns 63% of Abu Dhabi Oil, and the new agreement grants Abu Dhabi Oil extensions on the Mubaraz, Al-Anbar and Niwat Al-Khalan fields. It also makes Abu Dhabi Oil the sole holder of the underdeveloped Hale field from December of 2012. Good news for aviation. The International Air Transport Association has just reported full year 2010 demand figures for international scheduled air traffic that showed an 8.2% increase in passenger traffic and a 20.6% increase in freight. Middle Eastern Airlines achieved the strongest full-year growth globally of 17.8%, primarily because of a 13.2% capacity increase led mostly by aircraft deliveries to major regional airlines, including Emirates Airline and Fly Dubai. Our number in the news tonight is 110. Emirates has notched up its 110th international destination today with its inaugural flight to Basra. It's also the airline's first service to Iraq. Emirates is now the largest international carrier to operate in Iraq and says the local surge in growth has led to high demand for flights. After Basra, Emirates will launch new services to Geneva and Copenhagen later on this year. It's been estimated by industry experts that corporate data loss can cost companies in the UAE up to 30% of their overall revenue if data loss prevention and security policies are not put in place. Banks and financial institutions are still the most vulnerable. With e-services being rolled out, putting confidential information online, cyber attacks are likely to increase. The US Department of Labor estimates that 43% of US companies experiencing a wipeout of their computer files never reopen, and 29% close within 2 years. Threats to data include fires and natural disasters, water damage, equipment theft and hardware failures. There's also the more ominous viruses and identity theft. With the majority of businesses in the UAE being small and medium enterprises, still many do not back up regularly or put proper security firewalls in place. Well, joining us now on Emirates News to discuss the implications of losing important computer data and how to put prevention tools in place is Mahesh Vaidya, CEO of ISIT Middle East. Mahesh, thanks a lot for coming in on the program this evening. So, how much of a problem is unauthorized data access in this region?
Well, it is a major issue in this region, but what we have realized is a lot of this is going undisclosed due to the ramifications it can carry, like huge loss in economic losses and also reputation. So it is going undisclosed. Only a fraction is being disclosed.
So what kind of data is really being compromised?
Company confidential information, it could be personal files, emails, databases, all of these are being compromised.
And now there are many small to medium-sized companies here in Dubai. In what kind of, are they taking computer data, problems to heart? Are they actually taking it seriously enough?
Well, if some time back, all of us used to think that only enterprises need to worry about data loss. Okay, but these days we are getting inquiries from a lot of even SMB companies who are really worried about data loss. Okay, one of the major issues we face is that the awareness in the market is very low, and people think that these solutions are quite expensive, but as a matter of fact, they are not.
So how do you suggest that networks are safeguarded?
There are multiple ways of safeguarding your networks and your data loss. Okay, you can have a proper data loss prevention strategy. It is also to do with not just technical controls, like data loss prevention, digital rights management. You can keep track of your confidential information, who is emailing it to who is printing it out, who is copying it onto USB stick. You can even control a confidential file after it has left the organization. Okay, so let's say if it is on your laptop, okay, you can set policies saying that if this laptop is moved outside the office, the confidential information on the laptop cannot be accessed. You can access the laptop for everything else, but you can't access confidential information. You bring the laptop back into office, you can access it.
Great.
So there are sophisticated solutions around this.
Well, thank you very much, Mahesh Vaidya, CEO of ISIT Middle East, for sharing that information with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
UAE markets ended mixed today, with the DFM edging downwards after yesterday's gains of more than 3%. Emaar was the most active stock today by value, ending at 3 dirhams and 25 fils. In the capital, the ADX ended up almost 1% on 83.5 million dirhams worth of deals. Here comes a look at Thursday's markets and currencies rounding off the business week. For now, that is the latest from the Emirates News Business Desk. Have a good weekend, everyone, and you as well, Kimberly.
Thanks, Greg. Enjoy the weather.
Thank you.